All right, after a quick router reset, we are back. It's Wednesday night, Wingless Wednesday in DOB land. We've got the DOB Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series coming up here in just a matter of moments. And thank God, I do believe that the router reset did exactly what I wanted it to do. That is not always the case, ladies and gentlemen. One more week, and I will be back to civilization where they have Comcast internet, and I cannot be more excited about it. We are loading into the lobby right now. Practice currently going on. We've got 4 minutes left in practice, not missing a single thing. We are live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, as well as live on the DOB Facebook and YouTube pages. Getting ready to rock here for 2 races, 40 laps each. That's right, 40 laps at the virtual Lanier Raceway. We are in the lobby, getting everything loaded up. There you go. Time to go racing. The season is winding down. I do believe Lanier is one of those tracks that I don't really care for the cameras. This is my camera. Yes, here we go. Zardul, come on, man. I don't want to hear that. You're meant for every race car you ever sat in. All right, we talked about the season winding down. This is race 6 of 7. So we've got one more week. After tonight, we will be back next Wednesday for the Wingless Series. And then it's game over for the season. So, we need to talk about the championship standings as we get ready for qualifying. Alex Smolders currently holds a 7-point lead over Anthony Lepresto. That is a very, extremely close battle there at the top of the table. Chris Roberts is 3rd, James Tiernan 4th, and Braden Eiler 5th, only 57 points behind the leader. So, very tight battle up front. Kendall Tucker also right there. Trey Schmidt as well. So these are the names that we will be watching here tonight. Right now we are riding along with Colton Hardy, who was fastest in practice. We're going to see what he's got here. Colton Hardy across the line of 14.475 was provisional pole before Chris Roberts, and then Brad Faria takes it. James Tiernan now goes provisional P1 with a 14.315. Tiernan P1 now. James Edens, top of the time sheets. Quick time for James Edens, 14.180. Edens in the Swindell Speed Lab machine, taking the top spot. Still a couple of guys that can take it away. Cole Newhoffen out there turning some laps. His first lap was a 14.4. John Lepresto getting ready to rock. Here is your points leader, Alex Smolders. Alex, first lap, 14.4 25.24. That's 23rd quick. Not good enough for the points leader. He's going to see if he can do a little better this time. 14.388 is better. 14.364 is what it updates to. That's third quick. So Alex Smolders coming through in the clutch, ending up with a good lap there. So the points leader saves his bacon there at the death. We do have a little hiccup with the internet right now. That's pretty normal for when we get loaded into the lobby and get through practice and qualifications. That'll clean up here. Everything was going swimmingly after the router reset, so we should be in real good shape once it all settles down. And we are getting ready for heat race number 1. Lanier National. Look at that air temp, 87 degrees. This track is going to fry. When you see that large amount of Fahrenheit temperature, you can bet that the track will wear quicker than what it normally does. Now, the midgets don't pound the track as badly as the sprint cars, especially not the winged sprint cars, but you know, when you got those heavy temperatures, whatever the midgets are used to, this is going to wear at an accelerated rate. So we got to keep an eye on that throughout the night. On the pole in the Swindell Speed Lab number 46, it is Kendall Tucker with Brent Hobson to his outside. James Edens and Mason Hannigan, row number 2. Connor Bolding, Trey Osborne, row 3. Connor Lane, Stephen Calavoto, row 4. And Brian Johnson in the 121 will round out your field. Top 3 will advance. James Eden, starting inside row number 2, was quick qualifier. Mason Hannigan right now is the odd man out in the team SETI number 22. Let's see what he can do here. Kendall Tucker going to give us green off of turn number 4. Here we go. Great start for Edens. He's already around Hobson, and he's working his teammate Tucker. Whoa, problems behind here. Connor Bolding in the 27. Going over the left rear of somebody. Edens getting a little crossed up. Nearly got the inside of the pit entrance down there in turn 4. He's got that thing straightened out. Right now in 4th place is Connor Lane, who has charged his way from the rear of this field, and he is trying to take that 3rd and final transfer spot away from James Edens, who now follows Brent Hobson there in the 181. This is why I like this camera. We can watch the entire heat race, every battle on the track right here. Edens coming up to the back bumper of the 181. Kendall Tucker still leading this race. Look at Connor Lane through the middle. That's Trey Osborne and Mason Hannigan he is racing with there. Tucker, Hobson, Edens, your top 3. Let's click back here and watch this battle. Mason Hannigan just made contact. Ooh, problems behind there. Calavoda getting into the back of Brian Johnson. Johnson was able to save it, but he is now in 9th place. Connor Lane still 4th. Mason Hannigan trying to catch him, but both of those cars have to catch the 26 of James Edens. Edens right now in that transfer spot, but he's not super happy with it because he's going to be starting towards the rear of the field right now. Kendall Tucker, the man who's leading this race, should he find victory, will end up on the pole for tonight's feature. Kendall Tucker looking at the white flag here. 4 more corners, and he will be the pole sitter for tonight's race. Great place to start. Might not ever leave that top spot off of turn number 4. Kendall Tucker going to win heat race number 1. Second place going to go to Brent Hobson, and James Edens comes home in third. We will have 4 heat races here tonight in midget competition. Heat race number 1 already in the books. We are loading up heat race number 2 now. Getting ready to roll here for heat race number 2 on the pole. In the Mode Motorsports number 9, it is Justin Thomas. Justin was awarded the victory last night in 360 competition in race 2 after Kevin Click was disqualified. Not the way he wanted to win that race, but still it counts in the record books. He's got Anthony Lepresto in the 57 to his outside. Elbows up SimSport driver James Tiernan inside row number 2 with Brennan Lacey. Kinzer SimSport Cole Newhoffen inside row number 3 with Samuel Nakbor. And then it's another elbows up SimSport driver Jeffrey Stewart with Todd LeBeau rounding out the field. Going green for 10 laps. Top 3 will advance to tonight's A main. Justin Thomas gives them green. Tiernan looking to get around Lepresto early. He wants that wider lane. It's leaving Lepresto room out there. 4th place, Brennan Lacey doing quite well. Tiernan able to put a slider in. Looked like Justin Thomas did not get the entry that he wanted to that corner. A little bit of contact there with Lepresto, which allowed Tiernan to get a run. Then Tiernan runs into the back of the 9, which costs him. Newhoffen trying to put the slider in. Tiernan able to hold him off. Lepresto utilizing that low line, leaving Thomas room, which allows Tiernan to come through. James Tiernan back to 2nd spot here. Maybe thinking about a move on Justin Thomas. Justin seemingly protecting that middle lane there. Nobody really venturing to that cushion just yet. Some of these new midget setups have that car get pretty tipsy when you bury it into the cushion. So you got to be careful, whether it be the early portion of the night or late. Thomas, Tiernan, and Lepresto right now. Cole Newhoffen trying to catch these boys. 5th place is Samuel Nakbor. Todd LeBeau, 6th. Trying to battle it out just in case these guys have a slip-up. Things have settled down out front. Tiernan has built a little bit of a gap there to Lepresto. Newhoffen within striking distance. He tries to slide up, but has to relinquish that racetrack to Lepresto. White flag in the air. Justin Thomas sliding into turn 1. Tiernan utilizing the little wider lane. He's got some momentum here. He's going to put a move in on Justin Thomas. Here comes Tiernan up the inside, unable to hold it. Justin Thomas going to win heat race number 2. James Tiernan 2nd, and Anthony Lepresto will be 3rd. Heat race number 3 loading in now. And we are rolling. On the pole in the 105, it is Brandon Steele. And to his outside in the elbows up SimSport machine, it's Shea Paulo. Points leader, Alex Smolders, inside row number 2. Smolders driver for Kinzer Sim Team. And to his outside in the 93, it's Chris Roberts. Swindell Speed Labs, Colton Hardy, inside row number 3 with the Team SETI number 31 of Tyson Landis. And Wally Reardon and Tim Berner round out your field. Going green this time by for 10 laps. Top 3 will advance to the A main. Everything's been pretty clean so far. Now that I've said that, I've jinxed them all. Smolders with a good start. Colton Hardy trying to follow him through. Shea Paulo on the outside of the race course. Brandon Steele utilizing that high lane as well. Paulo looking to get back around the 311 of Alex Smolders. Smolders slides up the track. A little bit of contact there with Paulo. He's all out of sorts. Unable to recover until he loses all of the positions. Colton Hardy now in the final transfer spot. Chris Roberts right behind him has Tyson Landis to his inside. Paulo trying to catch back up. You saw him get into the back of the 311. Had a little bit of a better run than Smolders off of that corner and was unable to miss him. At this point, he's got to try to get those positions to ensure that he gets into the B main rather than the C. Roberts under fire from Tyson Landis. Landis with the big slider in. That's going to stick as well. So give fourth to Tyson Landis. Paulo has caught the back of Tim Berner. Trying to work his way around. Ooh, another issue up front. Alex Smolders getting a little crossed up there on the cushion. Colton Hardy gave him a little bump. Almost sent him around. Oh, big crash out back. Tim Berner and Shea Paulo, both of them upside down. We'll see if these boys can get off the track before the yellow commences. They do. Brandon Steele out front. He's led every lap of this heat race. Alex Smolders and Colton Hardy. Only 2 laps left. Steele looking at the white flag. 4 more corners, and he'll be starting inside row number 2 for tonight's feature. Big gap between 3rd and 4th, so no danger of losing that final transfer without a big mistake. Brandon Steele off of 4, barely gets around the 311 of Alex Smolders. He will win. Smolders 2nd. Colton Hardy comes home in 3rd. Here we go. Final heat race for the midgets here tonight. Getting everybody loaded in now. That is a nice looking car there that Trey Schmidt has. Got the carbon fiber look, which is not easy to do. You kind of got to make that carbon fiber look like it's all going the same direction. Trey Schmidt on the pole. He's got John Lopresto to his outside. Rusty Kruger in the 5 inside row number 2 with the 72 of Broadfaria. Jeff Fitzpatrick and Jonathan Smith make up row number 3. And rounding out your field will be the 33 of Tyler Chalk and the 132 of William Duvall. Final 3 automatic transfers from the heat races to the feature will come in 10 laps. Trey Schmidt has control of the field. Look at them fan out here. Multiple lane choices from these guys. John Lepresto right now in second on the high side. Rusty Kruger starting to work the bottom. Brad Faria up there with Lepresto. Kruger's not afraid to throw a slider here. We're going to see if he does some protecting of that lane, because Faria is right there. It looks to me like the bottom of 3 and 4 is a little better than the bottom of 1 and 2 right now. So, sure, we're going to see these guys start to utilize multiple lanes here throughout the lap. Problems for Jonathan Smith bring out the first caution of the evening. Let's take a look at what actually happens. Smith off of turn 2 is going to catch the fence, and upside down he goes before a cage hit on the pit exit. Man, that's a good thing this is a video game. That's your top 10 right now. Remember, 3 transfers. Second place right now is John Lepresto. Pace truck going to make his way off the facility. Rusty Kruger puts the slide job in on John Lepresto. Lepresto going to fight back. Kruger now moving to the top side of the track. Brad Faria right there, but don't count out Tyler Chalk, who started this race in the final row and now is working his way forward. Tyler's actually making the bottom work in 1 and 2 as well. You can see him down in that moisture. If he can stay patient, he might have a shot at this final transfer here, but the white flag is out. Trey Schmidt out front looking to win this race, but the real race is between Tyler Chalk and Rusty Kruger. Kruger going to protect. Rusty Kruger cutting that line off there for Tyler Chalk and able to hold on to the final transfer spot. John Lepresto also transferring through to the A main in that race. Now, here we go. You never want to find yourself in the C main. This is why. If you have trouble in the heat races, you get put in this race with some other very fast race car drivers, and we're only taking 2 to the B. Why is that so unfortunate? Because if you're in the B, we take 8 to the A. So there's a big difference between the C and the B. Your chances of progressing are much worse. If a guy can make it through the C to the B, there's only going to be about 4 guys that don't make it on to the A. Those are really good odds. Everybody loaded in. We're going to start rolling here momentarily. It is a 10-lap race. It is not a 12-lap race. I still don't know why the sim is doing that to us. That is not my programming. That is the sim not connecting to the app Engineer. I don't know what the hell the deal is, but it's a 10-lap race. Wally Reardon, Jeff Fitzpatrick on the front row. Calavoda and Labou Tim Berner and William Duvall, Connor Bolding and Jeffrey Stewart, Shea Pallow and Jonathan Smith, and Brian Johnson round out your field. 10 laps the distance, 2 will advance to the B main. This track starting to wear out. The cushion has moved up to the outside lane. That is bringing the bottom in, but the bottom is going to wear quickly as well. Reardon gives him green. Fitzpatrick getting to that high side. Calavoda trying to find the moisture on the bottom to take that position away. You saw Fitzpatrick into the fence just a little bit. Didn't hurt him too bad. Jeffrey Stewart trying to come forward with his teammate Shea Pallow. Those guys passing a lot of cars. Saw some contact there. The back of the field. Now Calavoda to the outside of Fitzpatrick. Tim Berner on the inside. They were 3 wide momentarily. Great racing here as Tim Berner finding the moisture on the bottom side, but you can see what happens when you slide out of it. You really got to hit your marks down there. Got one spin. I think that car, nope, it definitely did not continue. That was Brian Johnson there. Let's back it up here. See Jeffrey Stewart putting a slide job in there, nearly making contact with LeBeau. Shea Pallow's around on the front stretch. LeBeau comes down the racetrack. Stewart lifts, and all of a sudden Brian Johnson has nowhere to go. That's what brings out our caution flag here. Working lap 5. So right now, Wally Reardon and Tim Berner, the 2 guys in the transfer spots. Calavoda, the odd man out at the moment. Pallow and Stewart were the guys that were moving. Stewart still up in the order, but Pallow with that spin back to 10th. We're going to restart on lap 8, which means we've got 3 laps to complete here. It's not a 12-lap race, it's a 10-lap race. Wally Reardon going to get us back going here off of turn number 4. Good start for Wally. He's able to build a gap there on Tim Berner. Bottom side is quickest right now. But when will that groove go away? Fitzpatrick doubling down on the outside. He's trying to make a move on Calavoda, who is losing track of the 19 of Berner. And he's running out of time. White flag going to fly this time. Wally Reardon looking to move on to the B main, and a shot at the A. Tim Berner right there with him. Checkered flag gonna wave. Wally Reardon's gonna take victory here in the C main. Tim Berner gonna finish second. Jeff Stewart. He put a slide job on somebody there in 4. I think it was Fitzpatrick who ended up upside down. And then in the cool down lap, somebody else run into the back of him as well. I'm not saying he was a missile, but... See, here we go. B main. Top 8 will transfer. There's only 12 in the race. Only 12. So 4 go home. And 8 move on. It's a 12-lap race. Connor Lane The man who's going to start on the pole. He's got Cole Newhoffen to the outside. Tyson Landis and Tyler Chalk, row number 2. Mason Hannigan, Samuel Nakbour. That's another one of those names we might have to get clarification on. Chris Roberts, Brad Ferrier, row 4. Trey Osborne, Brennan Lacey, row 5. And Wally Reardon, Tim Berner, rounding out the field. 12 laps, 8 advance. Yeah, Jeff, we saw that, buddy. I think you hit everything but the pace car out there. Connor Lane going to give him green. Good start for Connor. Going to slide up to the top of the track. Newhoffen and Landis right there with him. Tyler Chalk looking very racy in the early going there. 3 wide, problems for Nakbour. He's got that car straightened out, but he is now in 12th. Almost wonder if he thought about stopping on track because he needed that yellow. Wally Reardon right now has made his way into the top 8. He's got the final transfer position. Tyler Chalk in 3rd is the man on the move at the moment. Ooh, problems for Newhoffen. Gonna come down the racetrack. How in the hell did those guys not crash? Chalk had to take evasive maneuvers. Mason Hannigan was already there. All 3 of them made contact at the same time and somehow continued on. Unbelievable. Wally Reardon had a problem. Now it is Brennan Lacey in 8th. Chris Roberts there as well. So Roberts and Lacey battling for the 7th position. All of those guys are in transfer spots right now. At this point, you've got a little bit of a gap there on Reardon. Tim Berner's trying to come too. But you can't be overly aggressive trying to make a whole bunch of positions because if you make contact, you might find yourself out of this deal. Those guys are in. They got to drive smart, and they're trying to. But at the same time, one mistake can put them into the clutches of those 2 cars behind them. Oh, problems for Newhoffen again. Off the cushion. Hold on. Trey Osborne. That set everybody back. Caution flag going to wave. Did Brad Ferrier have a problem? Let's see here. I want to back this up. Newhoffen is going to slide sideways, which backs everybody up. Trey Osborne and Landis come together. There's the actual caution. Ferrier has a self-spin. Osborne, who lost a lot of time there, was suddenly under fire from Wally Reardon, so he was very happy to see that caution wave. And now we get to reset. Actually, this race is over. So there you have it. Trey Osborne saved by the bell there, because when the caution flag waved, there was not enough laps to get this thing restarted. It is a 12-lap race, not 14 like it says. So this deal is done. Lane, Chalk, Newhoffen, Hannigan, Roberts, Lacey, Landis, and Osborne will move on. Connor Lane takes the B main victory as we go into the 2-minute warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Energy Gum is a boost of energy, alertness, and focus in a chew. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to take effect and is a cheaper and healthier alternative to energy drinks and shots that fill you with calories and sugar. Wicked Energy Gum is made in the USA, and the best part of it is all is that for every pack that you buy, they make a donation to Cognitive Warriors Foundation, who focuses on improving access to quality health care for active and former U.S. military men and women who suffer from depression and PTSD. Just go to wickedenergygum.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. The DOBRL code also works on wickedreliefcbd.com for your daily dose of CBD as well. So we've got 45 seconds left in our warm-up. Right now it is James Edens who has the fastest time in practice. We're riding along with him. Kendall Tucker just passed by John Lepresto, who is now second. Tucker third. Alex Smolders, the points leader, is fourth. Fifth place, Brent Hobson. That's your top 5 quickest cars here going into the feature. You can see how complicated this track is right now for Mr. Edens. And we are ready for tonight's main event. Live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, the DOB Facebook and YouTube pages. It is the Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series. 40 laps. 4-0. Coming at you. Remember, Alex Smolders has a 7-point advantage on Anthony Lepresto. Smolders starts 7th. Lepresto starts 10th. Chris Roberts is 32 back. Roberts did not make the feature. No, there he is, 17th. James Tiernan is 4th. Tiernan is going to start 6th in this race, so he's the highest of all of those guys so far. Braden Eiler is 5th place in points, and we do not have Braden Eiler with us tonight. So that's what you got to look for right there. Final 2 weeks of the season. Championship's going to go to somebody, and it's going to go a long way here tonight. Kendall Tucker and Justin Thomas, your front row. Brendan Steele, Trey Schmidt, row 2. Brent Hobson, James Tiernan, row 3. Alex Smolders, John Lepresto, row 4. Edens and Anthony Lepresto, row 5. Colton Hardy and Rusty Kruger. Newellhoffen and Chalk. Roberts and Hannigan. Landis and Lacey and Trey Osborne round out your field. Connor Lane, unable to make the call for the feature. Not sure if he disconnected or what. But Connor Lane, who, hell, he won the B main, didn't he? Not sure what happened there, but Connor Lane not going to be out here for the feature. 40 laps the distance. We're going green this time by Kendall Tucker to get him going. Tiernan up the middle, going to make contact with Trey Schmidt. Those boys get straightened out. No harm, no foul so far. You see Smolders working the bottom of the racetrack. He has moved into the 5th spot already. Tiernan was set back by that contact. Tucker out front, under fire from Brandon Steele. On the bottom, upside down goes Colton Hardy. He gets it going. Not sure if that car is still okay, but it's on 4 wheels. Let's back it up. Hardy makes a little bit of contact with the fence and up and over. It was fairly easy for that type of position. I thought he'd make heavier contact there with the pit exit. Okay, looks like the field's just trying to catch up. I was wondering what the hell was going on there. White flag lap going to move to lap 43. Cole Newhoffen, your big mover right now. Up 5 spots to 10th. I love Lanier, man. Lanier puts on such great racing. Doesn't matter what series it is. And it only gets better the slicker it gets. And also, the caution laps don't take very long. We're back to green already. Great start for Brandon Steele, who's going to go to the high side. Kendall Tucker to the bottom. Now Steele sliding down to the inside of the track. Seems like he likes the bottom through 3 and 4 a little better. See, James Eden's right there. Smolders has gotten to the inside of Justin Thomas. He moves to 4th. Trey Schmidt and Eden's right there trying to catch him. Think that bottom is going to go away quickly. A lot of cars down there. These guys are going to have to start moving up the racetrack. You can see Smolders, one of the first to do it. He's going to try to go to the outside of Trey Schmidt as they're 3 wide with Justin Thomas. Thomas sliding up the racetrack, leaves room for Smolders, who powers around. That long way around is really complicated for the midgets. It's getting a little hairy. Eden's hit the pit wall there. Not sure if that thing is okay, but so far he's still going. Look at Brent Hobson up there in 3rd, having a hell of a run. You can see Edens. He's got problems on that thing. After hitting the pit wall, he got way out of shape. Now there's problems for Newhoffen, who spins. That car gets straightened back out. No caution. Back to Edens, who is under fire here from Tiernan. Tyler Chalk has worked his way into the top 10. That 33 car's been fast all night long. But out front, it is still Kendall Tucker, Brandon Steele, and Brent Hobson. Your top 3. Trey Schmidt puts the slider in on Alex Smolders. He takes 4th place, and the caution flag is going to wave. Connor Lane and Colton Hardy off the track. I think James Tiernan had a problem here. Let's take a look. Yes, sir, indeed. We'll just leave it at that. Mr. Tiernan got a little too much rotation into turn number 3 there. Made contact with the inside retaining wall. I hope that car's not bent. It looks like he's just letting everybody around. So Mr. Tiernan claims that caution. We'll start at the rear of the field. Second caution of the feature. That moves the white flag lap to lap 46. So still a lot of racing left. 40-lap sprint car race at Lanier seems almost like a marathon or a sprint compared to the midgets, because the midgets, you know, they're not turning as quick a laps here. Kendall Tucker gives the screen once more. Brandon Steele still holding down second spot. He goes to the high side of the track trying to find something. Britt Hobson still down there on the bottom. Steele made it work through 1 and 2. Can he make it work through 3 and 4? Looks like the outside is starting to come in, and Brandon Steele is utilizing it. And look at Tucker. Tucker went to school. He said, Steele's making a hell of a run. I'm going up top 2. Slider line for Kendall Tucker on that lap. He started to slow down the bleeding there. because he saw that Steele was coming fast. James Eden's back in this race. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. Up to 5th now. Brandon Steele still right there with Kendall Tucker. Caution flag going to wave once more. Trey Osborne is the man who had problems. Looks like Rusty Kruger makes a little bit of contact there with Trey, who goes upside down and is unable to recover. Mr. Kruger has claimed that caution. We'll restart at the rear of the field. White flag lap moves to lap 49. Light's going to go out on the pace truck. We're going to get going, working lap 25. So halfway, we're there. It's been a battle so far, and we are only to the halfway point. Kendall Tucker giving him green once more. Let's see where he goes. Bottom side of the racetrack for Tucker. Hobson comes in, makes contact with Steele. Caution flag going to wave once more. Problem with Newhoffen, maybe? Let me see what I can figure out. Yes, indeed. Watch the restart here. Ah, yes, the 33. No, that's not Tyler Chalk, is it? That's Brennan Lacey, who got a little better start there than Newhoffen. Turned Newhoffen around. Lacey claims that caution. Lap 52 becomes the white flag lap. Remember, caution flag laps do not count in DOB competition, but they do count the lap that they are on when the caution flag comes out. So if you restart the race and they don't complete a lap, that lap still counts. Lights out on the pace truck, going green this time by 8th place, which is not showing up, is John Lepresto. Smolders right now doing what he needs to do to keep that points lead intact. Anthony Lepresto, who is second in points, is running 12th at the moment. Good thing for Hobson, the caution flag waved before he had his incident with Brandon Steele, so he's still in 3rd. Great run from Hobson. Trey Schmidt trying to insert himself into that battle there. Now Brandon Steele starting to put the pressure on Kendall Tucker. Three wide there. Great battle as these guys try to catch the rear of that Swindell Speed Lab 46. Hobson had a little bit of an issue there as Brandon Steele took his room away down into turn 1. Steele's tried everything he can to find something to battle with Kendall Tucker, but so far, he's only been able to come close. Eden's in 4th, but on the inside of Hobson, trying to take that spot away. That bottom is going away. Not a whole lot left down there. You see Justin Thomas is the guy on the charge. He gets to the outside. He's going to pass both of them boys. As Trey Schmidt makes a little bit of contact with the wall and does a wheel stand down the backstretch. Thomas utilizing that slider line as well. He started in second spot in this race, fell back a little bit. Now he's coming back forward. He has caught the back of Brandon Steele. Good green flag run we got going here. Another shout out to Tyler Chalk, still in the top 10. Trying to work his way forward. He's got the outside lane working right now. Justin Thomas with the slider on Brandon Steele. Steele going to fight back here into turn 1. Steele able to take that spot back, but Thomas not giving up. Ooh, problems for Hobson. And he's going to collect Tyler Chalk. Let's back this up. Hobson on the low side makes contact with the inside wall. Sends him up the track. Let's look at this from Tyler Chalk's perspective. What the hell do you do, right? Nowhere to go for Tyler Chalk. Brent Hobson, who had a really, really good run going, now back to 17th. Justin Thomas really would have liked to have been in front of Brandon Steele before that caution flag waved, because I think he might be the only car on track right now that has the speed to do something with Kendall Tucker. Lap 55 becomes our white flag lap. Going green this time by. Steele trying to work the bottom once more. Eden's now picking it up on the bottom, trying to get around Justin Thomas. Trey Schmidt in 5th spot right now, beating the cushion down. He's got a lot of momentum built up there, but when Justin Thomas slid up, he had to lift. 3 wide for second. Edens, Thomas, and Steele. They're going to come up the corner 3 wide as well. Steele not giving up. He's going to put the slider in. He gets around Thomas, unable to do anything with Edens. I don't think Thomas really... Oh, contact! We saw it develop. Brandon Steele with issues here on lap 45. Thomas comes up the racetrack. Now, let me just say, Thomas left him room there. Let's get another angle. That's a terrible angle, by the way, but I'm not a real big fan of the cameras here at Lanier. Thomas left him room, but the way that Steele was pointed brought him down the track. So I don't really fault Thomas there for that, but then again, it's not really Steele's fault either. He probably just got loose on the cushion. These things happen, racing deal, but Steele got the worst of it. Down to 14th now. But look who's up there. He gave him a little bump as if to say, hey, teammate, I'm here. James Edens started this race in 10th. No, 9th. Up 7 spots and is now ready to battle for the lead. White flag is lap 58. We've got 10 to go. Here comes Edens. Both of those guys utilizing the slider lane. Tucker trying to hold him off. Trey Schmidt trying to make waves there as well. Tucker has led most of this race. Actually, I think he's led all of it. And it has been a marathon. Attrition, contact. The racetrack has changed so much throughout. Whoa! Trey Schmidt putting the slide job on James Edens, and he was unable to adjust. Schmidt swept Wingless Wednesday a couple of weeks ago. He's looking to do it again. But he's got to catch the back end of that 46. Edens trying desperately to get back to Schmidt. Could be to try to take that position. Could be for a little bit of payback. You never know. We'll see if he can get there. That top three really close. Everybody working the slider line right now. But I think somebody's going to have to do something different because I'm not sure that Kendall Tucker is going to make many mistakes here. Schmidt got a good run there. He's very close to Kendall Tucker. And it seems like he could come off the corner a little lower than the 46. Tucker got a little bit of a gap there coming off of turn 4. We got 3 laps left in this race. Edens now looking to do something with Trey Schmidt. We are winding him down here. 2 to go. The battle for the lead is right there. But with Tucker protecting the inside, can the slider happen? White flag in the air. Trey Schmidt to the inside of Kendall Tucker, but Tucker had the momentum. Now Edens helping his teammate out by challenging Schmidt. Side by side down the back, Edens contact with Schmidt. That puts him out, but Kendall Tucker's got the run off of turn 4. He's going to win the Wicked Energy Gov Midget Series at Lanier. Swindell Speed Lab's going to pick up the victory. And 2 in the top 3 here tonight. John C. Racing, thank you for the follow, my friend. Remember, don't go anywhere. We've still got the Wingless 360s coming up here momentarily. Going to get to the sprint cars on Wingless Wednesday right after we get done with driver interviews. Mr. Stewart, thank you for that subscription. Appreciate that. So let's pull some of these guys in. We've got the race winner, Kendall Tucker, in the broadcast booth now. Kendall, you led every bit of that thing, but I can clearly tell that you did not have it easy. Probably sweating it out there in the late laps there with Trey Schmidt and Edens up there to do battle with you. Talk about that race and how it feels to take victory out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty fun race right there. I just was really going to stick to that slider line right there. It just seemed to work pretty good for me for the majority of the race, and I figured I was going to be the line I was going to be most consistent in, so I just kind of stuck to it, and I think it was going away there a little bit. I really couldn't tell what they was running behind me, so I just really just going to stick with the line I was running. If they were going to pass me, they were really going to have to earn it. So just to hang on right here, and I know Jew, he come up there, or Edens, he come up there and put some pressure on me, and then Trey got by him, but Edens come up there to the field and was able to hold on to first, starting first. So it was a pretty good race.
Talk about that racetrack, because it started out with the bottom as the quick way around. Sometimes the top came in, and finally it was the slider line that seemed to work there. But Lanier Really fun track for these midgets, and when it gets slick, all of a sudden we get some great racing.
Yeah, I mean, once the slicker you can get the track, it just opens up just some more driver air opportunities, and just when you get that, it just opens up the racetrack a whole lot more, and can with the little racing side by side that we get here on the sim nowadays, it seems like just always nice to get a slick track right here, and it's always fun to come to DOB. You're guaranteed to get a slick track unless Chris decides to reset the track sometimes, but it's always a good time coming out here.
Now, Kendall, this is win number 2 here in the midgets this season. You were sitting 6th in points, 59 points behind the leader. I think you made up 5 spots on him here tonight. You got any hopes of taking a shot at that championship next week, or are you just trying to win races?
Who knows? With the way my schedule is with school and baseball and stuff, it's just really a toss up when I'm gonna be able to get on and race. So just whenever I can get on and run these deals, I'm going to. I think I've probably missed a midget race. So that's probably why we're not in the points lead. So just we'll keep plugging away at this, and we'll keep getting out here and having a good time, and see if we can keep knocking off some more wins.
That's your race winner, Kendall Tucker. He showed up tonight and showed everybody the way around Lanier Speedway. Congratulations, my friend, and good luck. If you're going to be out here in the Wingless 360s momentarily?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to do. I guess I'll come out there and probably junk it.
All right, we'll see if Kendall Tucker can sweep the evening. Congratulations, my friend.
All right, appreciate it.
So let's talk to second place here tonight, Mr. Trey Schmidt, who battled his way forward. Trey started 4th in this thing, seemed to fight there with those guys, dropped back once, came back up to the front, and was able to battle there with the Swindell Speed Lab boys to take home a second place. Maybe you wanted to go a little bit higher, but that's got to feel pretty good, pretty strong run.
Yeah, it was a really good race. There's only a handful of guys that can run that close together and keep it off the wall in the other cars. And I know me and Kendall's butted heads before, but he's a good driver, and that proves right there that we can run like that together and not door banging stuff and cuss each other out like we usually do. But I like that. That was a good job on his part. He ran a good race. That was definitely the line to run, and good race to James also. He's always up there with us.
A season winding down, things get more serious out there as guys are doing points battles, trying to get victories, make sure you don't go winless. Of course, you've had some pretty good luck here on Wingless Wednesdays, and we were looking, I actually was talking about how you swept it a couple of weeks ago. You going to be back out here for the 360 race here in a minute?
Yeah, I got to put some kids to bed, so I might try to do that real quick, but I'll probably be back.
How do you feel about the difference between the midgets and the sprints here at Lanier? Of course, anytime it gets slick, we have great racing at Lanier, but which do you prefer?
I definitely prefer midgets and stuff. The wing cars I have no luck in this series with a wing, so I'll try to come back and see if I can change that, but so not really looking forward to wing anything in this series.
Well, no wings tonight, so Trey's going to try to get the kids to bed and come back out. Congratulations on a second place finish with the midgets, and we wish you luck in the sprints.
Thank y'all.
That's the top 2 here from the Wicked Energy Gun Midget Series. No James Eden's in Discord, so maybe we'll catch up with him a little bit later. We know he'll be out there doing battle in the Wingless 360s, one of the best when it comes to the non-wing stuff. So now we got him. Here's James Edens. Mr. Edens, you had a hell of a battle out there. Started 9th, was able to work your way up into second spot there momentarily, ultimately dropped to 3rd. Talk about that race and that ending battle there with Kendall Tucker and Trey Schmidt.
Yeah, it was good. The track just wasn't in the best shape for the raciest race there. We were just all kind of running the same line. It just was what it was. Kind of got squeezed out a little bit there after that restart, and just couldn't do anything after that. So
now we were talking. You are one of the guys to beat when it comes to the non-wing sprint cars, and of course you're pretty good in the midgets as well. Actually, are you leading points for the non-wing sprint cars in the USAC qualifications right now?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think so.
See,
I haven't checked today, but as far as I know, I was.
See, people, I wasn't lying to you. This old boy, he's one of the best, and I'm sure here going into this next race, if you're hanging around, you feel pretty good about your chances, especially with that confidence from coming through the field with the midgets.
Yeah, I think I only ran a couple of non-wing races last season, and I think I won. I think I won both of them at Lanier last season, so it's definitely one of my favorite tracks. Especially in the non-wing and the midget. Just hopefully it's a little more racy for the non-wing than the midget was there.
Well, it looks like the lobby is up, so you can go ahead and head in there, my friend. Well done on the top 3 finish, and good luck in the non-wing race here coming up for the sprint cars.
Thanks, sir.
So, like we said, lobby is up here for the sprint car race. We are getting ready to head into that now. Don't go anywhere if you are watching live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. We will be ready to rock here in mere moments. If you are watching live on the DOB Facebook page, we will be stopping this video and starting up the video for the Wingless 360. So you will have to switch over to the new video here momentarily. But we hope that you will rejoin us, and definitely on Twitch. You ain't got to go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready for another 40-lap feature here in mere moments. So we are stopping the DOB Facebook feed now. We are back live on the Dirty Old Bastard Facebook page, getting ready for the non-wing sprint car portion of Wingless Wednesday. We have 5 minutes left in the practice session. We watch everybody doing battle right now. We are following James Tiernan, who is currently P1 in hot laps here. I'm going to step away for just a moment here, and I will be back to talk about our championship standings. So, 5 minutes left in hot laps. We're getting ready to go. Hot laps winding down here for the Pure Cornhole League and Tournament's Wingless 360 Sprint Series. So, let's take a look at the championship standings with just 2 races left. It is Braden Eiler who is leading the point standings by 20 over Brent Hobson. Chris Roberts is sitting in third, 44 points back. Anthony Lepresto, 48 back. And James Tiernan with 2 victories. Sorry, Tiernan with 1 victory is 64 points back in 5th. It's Anthony Lepresto with 2 victories who is still in contention here. We were riding along with him just moments ago. Now we are once more. See him out there working the low line. Looks like Braden Eiler is here, trying to defend that top spot in the championship standings. See Adam Elby starting to turn some laps as well. Matthew McKinney has joined. So the second half of Wingless Wednesday kicking off here at Lanier. Let's take a look. Still very hot, 81 degrees. Like we said last time, it was 87 degrees for the midgets, but 81 still going to mean we will see some pretty serious track degradation. Shane mentioning that Eiler finished second in the wing sprints. So he came out of that race straight into this one. Jeffrey Stewart out here getting some practice laps in his BS air machine. Chris Roberts still in contention for the championship. Everybody ready to go. We've got about 27 cars getting ready to do battle here as we get ready for qualifying. Yeah, Doc, we're not having any issues tonight. We got one more week here before I move into my new home, where I will have the Comcast internet once more, which we should see 0 issues out of that. This internet company that I have down here is just, I call them literally every week, and it gets me nowhere. Chris Roberts qualifying here. First lap puts him P7 with a 1:3.231. Cole Newhoffen has taken provisional pole here. Second place, Rusty Kruger. Trey Schmidt, third. James Tiernan. Looks like lap number 2 coming here. One 3.204. That is not quicker than his best at 12.869. So 11th quick for James Tiernan. Alex Smulders goes quick time. 1:2.684. Kendall Tucker right behind him with a 1:2.705. Anthony Lepresto, 5th quick now. 20 seconds left in qualifying. Here comes LaPresto. Not going to improve there. Looks like James Edens and Matthew McKinney unable to get qualifying laps logged, so they will start 26th and 27th. Waiting on Alex Smolders here. And we will get going. 4-car invert here for the heat races. We've got 3 heat races scheduled. So top 4 will advance to the A main. Not even 10:30 yet, so the night's moving along pretty well. Jonathan Smith and Trey Schmidt, row number 1. Rusty Kruger and Alex Smolders, row 2. Todd LeBeau, Wally Reardon, row 3. Jeffrey Stewart, John LaPresto, row 4. And William Duvall, rounding out your field. Ten laps the distance, top 4 will advance. Smolders and the Kinzer Sim Team machine. It's your quick qualifier starting 4th. Outside 2nd row. But it's Jonathan Smith who's going to give him green here. Schmidt trying to get to the outside of Jonathan Smith. Rusty Kruger following him through. Todd LeBeau and Jeffrey Stewart trying to do something with Alex Smolders, who currently sits in 4th, but we've got a caution. Ooh, and Jeffrey Stewart's upside down after the caution. Let's back this up. There you see it, LaPresto getting sideways, which brought the caution out. And then Jeffrey Stewart heads into the next corner and gets upside down. Sometimes that slowdown can be complicated. Whether there's other cars on the track or what. Not too bad here for Jeffrey Stewart, who is able to recover. He will start, looks like in 6th. So the caution flag waved. The field froze, and Jeffrey Stewart was in 6th. He got upside down and gets his spot back. iRacing, baby. That's where it's at. Smith, Schmidt, Kruger, and Smolders, your top 4. No movement in the top 5 itself. Going green this time by Jonathan Smith. Great start. Great start by Smith. Schmidt able to stay close. But Smith doing what he needs to do right now. LeBeau trying to catch the rear of the 311. But Smolders, who was quick qualifier, would really like to make some positions. The winner of this heat race will start pole for the feature. And it's a 3-spot difference in your feature starting position for every car that you pass in this race. Schmidt hitting the cone there on the wall. That's somehow not hitting the wall. Using every bit of available track space. He was able to get the lead for just a moment, but Jonathan Smith battling back. 2 laps to go in this race. Trey Schmidt has a really good run here. Jonathan Smith going to try. Nope, not going to happen. Smith pulls right up in front of him, makes him lift. Smolders and Kruger doing battle. LeBou waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Trey Schmidt off of turn number 4 is going to take heat race number 1 victory. Smith, Kruger, and Smolders will take the other transfer positions. Mark Broderick starting on the pole here in heat race number 2, running a Jared Andretti paint scheme. Jarrett, friend of mine, runs weekly down at the Lawrenceburg Speedway. Not sure if he's still doing that this season. I haven't been down there very much. We are rolling here for heat race number 2. RN Trash, thank you for the follow, my friend. Mark Broderick on the pole with the Mode Motorsports 9 of Justin Thomas to the outside. Anthony Lopresto, who's battling for the season-long championship inside row number 2 with Cole Newellhoffen and the Kinzer Sim Team machine to his outside. James Tiernan, elbows up Sim Sport driver inside row number 3 with Kevin Hanley in the 110. Brad Feria and Brent Hobson, row 4. And Swindell Speed Lab driver James Edens starting on the tail. Watch that 26. Don't take your eyes off him, if you can, because he will come to the front. That man, James Edens, is leading the USAC Pro Qualifier Series right now. He is the best in the business when it comes to the non-wing sprints. Broderick gets a good start. And keep this nice wide camera angle as we watch James Edens come to the front. He's already passed through cars. 3 cars, sorry. Thomas trying to work the outside of Broderick. Tiernan up the inside. Lopresto making contact with him. I don't think Lopresto expected Tiernan to be there. Ooh, another issue for Lopresto. He's going to get caught up. All of those cars stay straight. Really rough couple of laps there for Lopresto. I don't really think that was Tiernan's fault, that contact. He didn't really come up the racetrack. If you get these cars too far sideways, all of a sudden, you're pointed in the wrong direction, and it's really hard for the car behind you to adjust. Edens working the bottom, trying to take the 4th and final transfer off of James Tiernan. Mark Broderick has the 9 of Justin Thomas to his outside. Thomas, this time going to hold it. Problems for Newellhoffen. Into the fence goes Newellhoffen. Now Edens looking to take that spot away. Slider is in. Newellhoffen can do nothing about it. He's not giving up. Right now, James Edens is in the transfer position. Newellhoffen with a big slider in. Edens going to do the over-under. Taking that spot back. James Tiernan now in 3rd. Justin Thomas out front, pacing the field. Fast and furious heat race number 2 here. Edens hit the fence. He's able to get back to the bottom there and get back around the 11 of Newellhoffen. These two going to battle it out. This time Edens going to protect. Problems for Broderick. He collects Tiernan and Edens. Oh no, 3 of the top 4. Let's back it up. Starts with Broderick. Heat race number 2 is done. Thomas, Newellhoffen, Lopresto, and Hanley will be the guys that transfer. You can see the accident that caught it all. There's your finishing order for heat race number 2. Anthony Lepresto giving a gift there. He had that issue early in the race. He was able to battle back to a position where when those three tangled, he ended up with the final transfer spot. Third and final heat race here. Getting ready to roll. Looks like Braden Eiler not going to make the call. He was scheduled to start outside front row. But these cars are rolling without him. So he must not be in the lobby. Some sort of disconnection there. On the pole in the 74 Swindell Speed Lab machine, it's Adam Elby. And to his outside, it's going to be his teammate, Kendall Tucker, who took victory in the Midget Series earlier on this evening. Stephen Hill will be inside row number 2 with Dawson Hess to his outside. Brennan Lacey inside row number 3 with Kevin Fry. Rounding out your field will be Chris Roberts and Matthew McKinney. 10 laps to distance, top 4 will advance. We're going green this time by. Elby with a great start. Gets to the high side. Tucker trying to slide in there in second spot. Stephen Hill not going to let him get away with that. Big slider in from Tucker, but Hill had that car rotated perfectly to do the over-under. He knew what was coming. This time, though, he's going to make contact. Upside down goes Stephen Hill, or at least around. Caution flag going to wave. Let's back it up here. Hill made a good move. Tucker puts the slider in. Hill unable to adjust. I think Tucker was trying to give him room on the outside, but Hill was just a little too far sideways. So he went for the over-under, and things just did not quite work out. So Stephen Hill to 8th. Has to make another 4 spots to find his way back into a transfer position. Elby, Tucker, Hess, and Lacey. Right now, the guys in the catbird seats. Lights are out on the pace truck. Elby going to give him green, working lap 7 here. Tucker trying to get the jump. It really worked for him. He's right there with Elby. Oh, 4th place into the fence. That was Brennan Lacey back to 7th now. He's side by side with Stephen Hill, who has gotten around Chris Roberts. Right now, 4th spot belongs to Kevin Fry. Behind him is Matthew McKinney, who started last, trying to work his way into this race. Slide job from McKinney. Fry back to the inside. Oh, problems for Dawson Hess. He was into the fence. He's going to back up to these guys. White flag is out. Adam Elby out front. Kendall Tucker second. Looks like now those boys are going to finish. Behind them, Matthew McKinney puts the slider in. He's going to get around him. 3rd spot for McKinney, and Dawson Hess is going to take the 4th and final transfer. Wild final lap there to end heat race number 3. Now we should be moving on to our B main. C main, okay. Take a look. How many are going to advance? Same deal with the midgets, man. You don't want to end up in the C main. Only 2 cars going to advance to the B, and then we're going to take 8 from the B. So the C main is just the numbers just aren't there. Your chances are not great. But once you get to the B, you know, 3/4 of the field are going to progress to the A. James Tiernan and Chris Roberts on the front row. John Lepresto, James Edens, row number 2. Brennan Lacey, William Duvall, row 3. Mark Broderick and Braden Eiler rounding out your field. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a hell of a field right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 DOB winners in this race. And only 2 of them get to move on. James Tiernan, going to give him green this time. 10 laps to distance. Top 2 advance. Tiernan with a good start. John Lepresto trying to follow him through. He has got Brennan Lacey to his inside. James Edens on the high side. Little crossed up. Lacey up the track into Lepresto, who spins in front of Broderick. Lepresto stops on track. He's going to try to get turned around. It's not going to work. He gets off the speedway, and then the caution flag going to fly. Let's back this up. You can see Lacey on the inside. Lepresto was a little sideways there. Didn't leave Lacey much room. But he got the worst of it. So Tiernan and Edens, your top 2. Those are the boys in the transfer spots right now. Everybody else not wanting to see these caution flag laps, because it just makes it harder. To make these passes that they need to find their way into the B main. Caution lights out on the pace truck. We're going green this time by. Be working lap 6. Five to go here in the C main. 2 drivers will advance. Roberts and Eiler are going to have to try to make their way in. Tiernan with a really good start. Edens on the high side, able to hold off Roberts so far. Eden's going to try something different here. See if he can take that top spot off of James Tiernan. Tiernan, very, very good in these non-wing cars as well. Those 2 are definitely 2 of the most talented when it comes to this series. Ooh, Edens caught the inside of the fence. Braden Eiler now coming up behind that 52 car. Ooh, Eiler a little too far sideways there. He was thinking about that slider. White flag is out. Tiernan looks to be taking victory. The race is for second. James Eden's going to hold off Braden Eiler, and he will advance to the B main. I think once we get to the 2-minute warm-up, I might be able to pull up the current USAC non-wing series standings, and we can take a look at how many of these drivers are in the top 35 spots, which will earn a iRacing Pro license here coming up. I've got that pulled up, so here we'll, after this race, we'll take a look at that. Now, here's the thing. This is what I was talking about. If you're in the C main, only 2 cars advance. You get to the B, there's only 9 cars in the B, and 8 advance. That's how important these heat races are. That's how important it is to not find trouble throughout the night. Because almost everybody's going to make this race. One unlucky soul's going to miss it, and it's probably going to be the guy who makes the first mistake. The guy that makes the first contact or gets caught up in somebody else's mess. Todd LeBoux, Brad Faria, Kevin Fry, Jeffrey Stewart, Brent Hobson, Stephen Hill, Wally Reardon, James Tiernan, and James Edens. Your 9-car field, 8 advance after 12 laps. These guys got to be very careful. No mistakes. LeBoux with a great start. Faria holding on to second right now. Here we go. Hill in contact with Brent Hobson. Hobson keeps it straight. They're 3 wide. Coming up. There it goes. Kevin Fry around, brings out the caution flag. That's probably best case scenario for him. Wally Reardon was running in 9th. But somebody's going to have to claim that caution. Let's back it up. Stephen Hill and Jeffrey Stewart right there doing battle with Fry. Looked like Fry and Hill just got caught up. Maybe a little bit of net code involved in that deal. Fry was not happy with Hill. Look at him. Now you better be careful, brother. DOB's been banning guys all season long. He showed his displeasure. No contact that we saw anyway. He will now drop back. Todd LeBoux, race leader. Wally Reardon is the only guy who is out of the feature right now. So we're going to keep an eye on that transfer spot. Not quite to halfway in this B main yet. Going green. Caution flag will most likely wave here because Jeffrey Stewart has turned in the wrong direction, but I think Stewart got out of it. I think he's still on track. Didn't really need to say anything there. You guys saw it all as it happened. LeBoux had a rough turn 1. Contact from Faria got everybody out of sorts. Right now, Stephen Hill is your race leader. Todd LeBoux in second. James Tiernan trying to take second away from him on the outside. Jeffrey Stewart was the guy who got the worst of that incident and is now running 9th. So Reardon and Fry have their tickets punched at the moment. But nobody can make any mistakes here. Can't get into the fence and get upside down. White flag going to fly this time for Stephen Hill. 4 more corners. There goes Stewart into the fence. He's trying to stay up on top. Looks like he's able to stay out of the way. Stephen Hill going to take victory here in the B main. James Tiernan second. Todd LeBeau, James Edens, Brad Faria, Kevin Fry, Brent Hobson, and Wally Reardon. Also moving on to the A main. 2-minute warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Relief Gum is your daily dose of CBD in the form of a chew. Each piece is 10 milligrams of CBD and absorbs 5 times faster than other products. Whether it's pain, inflammation, anxiety, or insomnia, Wicked Relief Gum offers quick and easy relief. Just go to wickedgumcbd.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. That DOBRL code also works on wickedenergygum.com for a boost of energy and focus as well. Adam Elby, currently P1 here in this warm-up session. Anthony Lepresto second. Trey Schmidt third. Justin Thomas fourth. 5th place, Kendall Tucker. You see still a good amount of moisture out there. All right, let's talk about the USAC 410 Wingless Sprint Car Pro Qualifiers. 12 seconds left in the warm-up here. James Edens is currently leading the points by a lot over David Heileman. But let me count out the guys who are in this league who are currently qualifying for a pro license. James Tiernan is 1, so that puts us at 2. Alex Smolders, Justin Thomas, Adam Elby, Trey Schmidt, Anthony Lepresto, Rusty Kruger, Cole Newhoffen, and I do believe that is it for the guys that are signed in right now. There's still plenty of other DOB drivers going. But as you heard, that was 8 drivers. 8 drivers in this field right now are in the top 35 in the world in the non-wing ranks. Top 35 in the world. Let's get a championship update here. Braden Eiler was not able to make the feature here tonight. That means the 181 of Brent Hobson, who is starting 19th, has an excellent opportunity to make up some points. Chris Roberts, who is 3rd in points, did not make the field. So he is out too. Anthony Lepresto and James Tiernan are 4th and 5th. And they are starting quite a bit better here than the 181 of Hobson. But they are 24 and 28 points back. So Hobson is the guy in the catbird seat. Trey Schmidt, Justin Thomas on the front row. Adam Elby, Jonathan Smith, Cole Newhoffen and Kendall Tucker. Rusty Kruger, Kevin Hanley, Matthew McKinney, Alex Smolders, Anthony Lepresto, Dawson Hess, Stephen Hill, James Tiernan, James Edens, Todd LeBeau, Brad Faria, Kevin Fry, and Brent Hobson, Wally Reardon, your field. We're going green for 40 laps here. Schmidt out front. Justin Thomas protecting the bottom. He's going to end to Schmidt. We got a big hang up there. Looks like everybody got it straightened out now. One car upside down. Trying to see who that is. That's Jonathan Smith, who is upside down. That car is toast. Let's back this up and see where this starts. Here's Justin Thomas protecting against Adam Elby. The slide job comes in, doesn't leave Schmidt enough room. That backs up Jonathan Smith, who then enters the next corner, probably with damage, I must say. Because he hit the wall off of 4. Next corner, he did not get the rotation that he needed in that car. Now out of the race. So Adam Elby is the guy who inherits the lead. Justin Thomas in second. Trey Schmidt, who's probably not happy with Mr. Thomas, in third. Dawson Hess and James Tiernan both up 4 spots. Lap 43 becomes our white flag lap. $19 cars still on track. We're going green this time by Adam Elby, showing the way. Boy, good start for Thomas, right? Able really to stay with Adam Elby there. Kendall Tucker around the outside of Trey Schmidt. Schmidt working the slider line. Tucker on the outside. Right now, keeping the momentum up is working. Newellhoffen is in 5th. Rusty Kruger trying to find a way around him. Caution flag gonna wave. Kevin Fry now off the track. Let's see what happens to him. Just into the corner, unable to get that car to turn. Landing upside down. Got back on 4 wheels, but the rear end is broke. Wasn't able to go anywhere. So he is now off the track. White flag moves to lap 46. James Tiernan up 6 spots to 8th. Let's get an update on our championship contenders. Tiernan in 8th is the guy who is farthest forward. Anthony Lepresto in 11th. Brent Hobson has passed 3 cars to make his way into 16th. So all of those guys moving forward at the moment. We're going green this time by Adam Elby. Has control of this race. Got a good start last time. Was able to gap the 9 of Justin Thomas. We'll see if he can do it again. Problems for Stephen Hill, who was into the fence. He got the car out of it. Heavy contact right there behind Mr. Tiernan. Currently in 9th. Oh, race leader upside down. Adam Elby. Dawson Hess makes contact with Elby. And that car is junk. What happened? Adam Elby into turn 3. Just did not get that car turned. Slight contact with the fence. Turned the nose into the wall, and that was all she wrote. From the race lead, Adam Elby now out of the show. It is Matthew McKinney who is in 6th spot that you're not seeing show up on the top 10 board. You can see the rundown. James Tiernan is the hard charger right now. Let's see how much farther up the elbows up Sim Sport driver can get. We're going green this time. Justin Thomas Now the man out front. White flag lap 49. Trey Schmidt trying to work the bottom. Did not have a very good corner. Cole Newhoffen able to get around him on the outside. Schmidt going to get back up to the top in front of Rusty Kruger. Kruger going to battle with him here. Schmidt got the car turned for the over-under. You can see James Tiernan working the bottom. Kendall Tucker to the outside for the race lead. He's been able to get around the 9 of Justin Thomas. A little bit of a slip there from Thomas. Newhoffen going to try to take advantage as well. Thomas battling back. Slider in on Newhoffen. Newhoffen turning off the corner. He's going to clear Thomas into turn 3, but Thomas entering with the shallow slider. These two guys trading second place back and forth. Oh, this time Thomas makes contact with the 11 of Newhoffen. Kendall Tucker out front took victory in the midget race earlier tonight. He has come from the 6th starting position to the race lead. See, big battle right here. James Edens, James Tiernan, Rusty Kruger, and Matthew McKinney fighting it out. Edens is the guy on the move. He has surpassed Tiernan as the hard charger. He's up to 6th, trying to get around 5th now, making the bottom work here. See Newhoffen putting the slider on Thomas. A little bit of contact between those cars. I don't think Newhoffen was happy with the slider that Thomas put on him, and Schmidt upside down. I can't find his car. There he is. Caution flag gonna wave. He was running 4th. Trey Schmidt hits the wall on the front stretch, which made sure that he couldn't turn the car into turn 1. McKinney getting some of that. Hill getting some of that. Schmidt still rolling around this racetrack. So looks like the car's not severely damaged. White flag moves to lap 52. You see James Edens up 11 spots, and now the field has been brought together. So he's going to have a chance to get those guys out front. We got to keep an eye on Thomas and Newhoffen. Those boys have been trading sliders that have included contact back and forth. We might not have seen the end of that. We are past halfway. Here we go. Kendall Tucker giving him green once more. Edens, the only guy working the bottom. Everybody else on the top right now in that top 5. Here comes Newhoffen with another slide job on Thomas. This time he's able to make it stick. Let's see what Thomas can come back with here. Yeah, just barely enough room for Newhoffen to slide through. Thomas, another slider. Contact again between those cars. Hard and fair racing. Maybe not necessarily totally clean, but fair. Those boys are both very spirited competitors. They'll run you totally clean. But you start feeding wheels, they'll feed them back. Newhoffen is seeming to be catching our race leader. Last lap, Newhoffen was a 10th quicker than Kendall Tucker, and Kendall Tucker's starting to search around. He can see that 11 car coming up in his rear view. James Edens now in control of third spot, still working the bottom. He's waiting on that top to go away. We've seen the top side bite a couple of guys already. Now Newhoffen, he got that car a little too far sideways as he's cutting down. Tucker still searching, trying some different things. He knows Newhoffen is quicker. Edens now goes to the high side. Laps burning away at the moment. Man, we got ourselves a race for the lead here. Kendall Tucker out front. Cole Newhoffen second. James Edens in third. Edens slid up the track, which stopped Newhoffen from cutting down on exit. Tucker utilizing that slider line right now. He's been doing it through 3 and 4. Now he's doing it in 1 and 2 as well. Getting down to the end of this race. 12 laps to go. James Edens on the bottom. We've been with these guys as they battle for the race lead. Let's take a quick look back. Ooh, Newhoffen into the fence. That's going to give Edens a look. This battle is so close, so you don't really want to leave it. You can see 4th place Rusty Kruger, 5th place Matthew McKinney. Justin Thomas in 6th with Tiernan and LaPresto fighting it out. Those two are in the championship battle. Brent Hobson right now in 13th, doing the best he can. Back out here for the battle for the race lead. Kendall Tucker has control of this race, but as you can see, the thing that's going to come into play shortly, lap traffic, can make and break a race. Newhoffen into the fence. He's going to lose a lot of time. The race for the lead has now become a 2-car battle. Edens and Tucker, teammates, who were also on the podium for the midget race earlier. Tucker won. Edens was 3rd. Edens has come from the rear of this field. 13 spots he's made up. And now he's right on the back bumper of his teammate Kendall Tucker. James Edens looking to make a move as these cars come up on lap traffic. Brad Faria was ahead of them, but then he disappeared. Kevin Hanley right now is the next car. Tucker into the fence just a little bit. Edens able to take the race lead. But Tucker battles back using the slider line. Almost side by side going into 1. Edens going to slide up the racetrack. Tucker tries to cut under. Now Edens up top. But Tucker is not giving up. The laps are winding down. Kendall Tucker sliding up. And now Edens has got caught behind Kevin Hanley. He's got to make a move. He slides between Hanley and Tucker. To the bottom of the track goes Edens. He's got the race lead. Tucker has to do something. They're looking at the white flag this time. James Edens on the bottom. Kendall Tucker on the top. Edens has come from like 14th place in this race to take the lead. Through turns 3 and 4, James Edens going to take victory in the Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360s. Kendall Tucker comes home second. 3rd place will go to Cole Newhoffen. And what a fantastic race to end our Wingless Wednesday. Want to remind everybody, if you haven't yet, go to Facebook, search Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments, give them a follow. Great partners here at the Dirty Old Bastard Racing League, making it possible for us to put these broadcasts on. So please give them a follow on Facebook. Top 3 right there, James Edens, Kendall Tucker, and Cole Newhoffen. I'm going to get these guys in the broadcast booth here momentarily. Tucker took victory in the midget series. Edens was third. This time, Edens getting the better of his teammate. We've got Newhoffen in the booth. We'll see if we can get these Swindell Speed Lab boys up here to talk to us. All right. Now we've got James Edens to the broadcast booth, winner here at Lanier in the Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Sprint Series. James, that was not an easy one, my friend. What'd you start, about 14th? Come through the field, one of the only cars that can work their way on the bottom. And you were able to get your teammate Kendall Tucker there as the laps wound down. How does it feel to win a race in such a fashion?
It's always awesome. I knew, Kendall and Cole kind of got out there, and I didn't know if I was gonna have enough time to catch him. I was pretty inconsistent on the bottom, to say the least. But when you hit it right, it was really, really good. But if you missed it, man, you gave up more than you gained. So, but once Cole got into the wall there a little bit, and I cleared him, and then I could run the top and 1 and 2 and make more consistent laps, and then just a little bit of lap traffic just kind of threw Kendall off his line, and I capitalized on that. So
another complicated track out here. Things changed throughout the race, but you were always able to stay on top of it. Early cautions allowed the field to bunch up there, but there at the end of the race, we had some long green flag runs and even some lap traffic there. We thought you were going to get hung up, but you were able to navigate there towards the end of that race.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to get to Kendall, and then I saw, them guys were coming up, and I knew I needed to push it to be there when we got to them. So, if he got held up or, anything happened, I was right there to capitalize on it. But yeah, it's always, lap traffic's always tough. You never know what's going to happen.
So James Edens taking another victory here in the Wingless 360s. That is, I don't have that here actually. I'm able to find you there. We were talking earlier about you leading the pro qualifiers for the USAC series. Top guy in the world right now with the target on your back, but still able to take victories here. Congratulations, James Edens. Congratulations on the win, and good luck going forward, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
We embarrassed him there, telling him he's top guy in the world. It is what it is, though. What do you do? So let's talk to his teammate, Kendall Tucker. Kendall was the man who led a lot of these laps here. Unable to hold on to the top spot there as Edens came forward, but you run a good race. First place in the midget, second place in the sprints. Not too bad of an evening, right, Kendall?
Yeah, I guess James he needed a little ego boost right there, so he really needed that win a little bit. He really needed that win a little bit more than I did, I think.
He's doing all right for himself, but that whole Swindell Speed Lab team's doing pretty good too. You guys consistently, doesn't matter whether you got the wings on or not, able to stay out front. Do you guys work together as much on the non-wing side as you do for the wings?
Yeah, I mean, everything's really just a big group effort. I mean, so it's a really cool deal that we got going. I mean, it's just really gets you up to speed pretty fast, especially if you don't normally run a car like this. I really don't run these much. So, to say that I held off one of the or the top guy in the world that you was calling him. So I mean, I don't know if that's really props to him or more of a props to me for not even running a single qualifier race. But congrats to him. That race was fun right there. The slicker got, I just kept getting a little bit slower and just started running that slaughter line again that was working for me in the midgets, and it worked. But James, he was just a little too strong right there at the end. Hadn't ran the bottom the whole race and stuck it and got by him right there just for a split second. So I thought we was gonna have something, but just kind of got in there a little hot and ended up clipping the wall, I think, coming off too. So that kind of just ended everything. So just congrats to him, and thanks for all the help he gives to me.
Well, there you have it. You can hear the friendly rivalry there, and it's a good thing it's friendly because these guys ultra competitive. Kendall Tucker, of course, competing in the World of Outlaw late model series. He's winning races with the wings and without the wings, doing very well for himself. Congratulations on a win and a second place here tonight, and good luck going forward, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. I thank all the guys at Speed Lab again, just Jeff Brown with That Racing That Flag, and Chris and you for everything y'all do to put this league on. It's a really cool deal, like I said, and just really looking forward to running these DOB events. It's a blast.
All right, there you have it from the top two. Swindell Speed Lab sweeping those top two spots, but it was the Kinzer Sim team who finished third with the 11 of Cole Newhoffen. Cole, you had a really strong run there, and I got to say, before we talk about anything else, you had a hell of a battle with the 9 of Justin Thomas, and I thought there for a minute you guys had some hurt feelings even, but talk about that battle there throughout the middle of the race.
Yeah, I threw some clean sliders on him, then on the one, he just hit me right in the left front. It screwed me up a little bit. I don't know if it hurt the car, but definitely screwed me up, my head up. I was pissed off, but it was good. It was a good race. I got around him, and yeah, I just didn't really have anything for Kendall. Or once James got by me, I knew he was going to be gone since he came from so far back. But I mean, I haven't ran these cars at this track, and I don't even know how long, so I'm pretty stoked that I could keep up with them.
It was a solid race. Sixth place in the championship this season, 1 win in the books. So I'm still probably in contention for this deal, even though it's a long shot. What do you prefer when it comes to this stuff? You do pretty well in the non-wings, pretty well with the wings as well. What's your favorite cars to run?
Oh, I like the non-wings on some tracks, like the really short tracks. I love the non-wings, but on bigger tracks, I like the wing stuff.
So definitely, it's good to have those options, especially with the DOB, which you get these slick tracks that we don't see in any of the official races and things like that. And of course, you're doing pretty well in the officials as well. Right now, in line to have that pro license applied to you so you can do some racing in the championship series here next season, right?
Yeah, I missed 2 weeks, so those are going to be my drop weeks. Hopefully I'll get in, but we'll see. I'm not too worried about it, I don't think. If I don't get in, and then I don't, but if I do, that's awesome. It'd be both sprint car and USAC, so see what I can do.
Not too bad. Third place finish for Cole Newhoffen here tonight. Congratulations, my friend, and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That's your top 3 from the Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Sprint Series here at Lanier. Kendall Tucker and James Edens picking up victories on Wingless Wednesday. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, the Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching you. We appreciate it. Mezzy, thank you for the follow as well. Got that about 18 minutes ago. We appreciate that. But that's going to be it for us here tonight. We will be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, with the DOB 410 series. Kick it off once more. Let's see what we got going on when it comes to iRacing on Twitch. We'll give somebody a little host here. But I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We hope you join us again tomorrow night. And we thank you. Remember to go give Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments a follow on Facebook. We certainly appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow night. Later.